VanCam. This is VanCam you waited for. That's it, Steve. So if you can get the 4-inch nails and the long stand.
Yeah, no problem, Kev. He gave me the nails. I waited 20 minutes and then he said they didn't have a long stand.
What part of that do you not find funny, Steve?
Don't get it, Kev.
Nothing. There's something wrong with you, I tell you. Do you know what? The joke is on you, sunshine. H to the Izzo, V to the Izzy. For sheezy man easy, keep my arms so breezy. Can't leave VanCam alone, the gang needs me. You know what time of the day it is if you're watching it live. Now, this is the, let's get ready for this. What is it? It's the Man Utd VanCam. I'm Kev Ashford and every single one of you are very welcome. First of all, let me say thank you so much. Valindingham, John Valindingham, I am certainly not worthy of a super chat donation, but he threw one in the pot, so did Alex Rudd, and Sion Jones was actually listening in his car and actually had to pull over. Now there's dedication just to put a donation in. Thank you very much. Now we've got that to one side. Man United crack on. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has made it 7 wins from 7 and we just keep going. We keep going. Towards the end of the Brighton game, United did tire. The intensity, I think, that they put into the first half, it's something that will come with time. I think we're used to Mourinho, this kind of football where it was all about tracking back, defending. I think Ole Solskjaer has worked out that United's defence is pretty much gash, and that attack is the best form of defence, and that's what United have been doing. I think that's the only way that we can play at this minute, because the back line isn't great compared to the top teams in the Premier League. But I've got a little treat coming up for you. Everything that is coming up in this week's VanCam should be going along the bottom of the screen. The regulars know the shit anyway. And match day KevCam. You wanted it, so I'm gonna deliver it to you. I was at the Brighton match, that 2-1 result. So there'll be a little clip, well, little clips coming up of that. Make sure you get in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're drinking. Are you having that one? Of course you are. Yeah, and drop a like on the video. Why not? Finger that like button. Bit of fingering. Bring back fingering, as Mickey Flanagan once said. Yeah? Just finger the like button. But yeah, really impressed with United at the minute. Next up is Arsenal in the FA Cup. And spirits are high. How could you not be, yeah? I'm the man here to deliver positivity to all United fans. Forget them other fan channels. They're all down in the dumps. Solskjaer this, Solskjaer that, tactics. Bollocks to that. You know the score when you watch VanCam. You know exactly what you're getting. So let's just kick straight into match day KevCam. This is a little bit of footage from the Brighton match. Me at the Theatre of Dreams. Greetings from Manchester. By God, it is fucking freezing today. I'm a bit late to the ground here, just making my way over. Probably going to miss the first 5 minutes, but got to have my pre-match drink. Carling keeps me going through the day. United playing Brighton. I'm highly confident, unlike under Moyes, Van Gaal and Mourinho, where you didn't know what was going to happen. So yeah, confident. I'm going for 3-0. There you go, there you go! So there you have your dose of match day KevCam. It didn't really go according to plan. Loads of people have asked me to do that, but it would be highly hypocritical. Oh, putting the big words in, dropping them in. It would be highly hypocritical of me to really go full force on that, because if one bugbearer, apart from half and half scarves, goal line celebration music, it is people at the game that are constantly getting the phones out and filming it. Just watch the match. I didn't want to turn into one of them. Obviously I could do the Pogba penalty because there was about a 2-minute break, loads of arguing and that about the penalty, so I could get it out for that moment. So I got a few little shots and that, obviously me walking to the ground and stuff, but hopefully matchday KevCam is something that, if you like it, I'll try and do a bit more. I'll turn into one of them knobheads who's going round filming everything, but I'll do it for you, not for me. So there we go, a new segment of the show. Kev is just getting ahead of the game. I'm not really, I'm just, yeah, I am. Next up, we're going to do a thing called Fellaini Watch. Some say that when he had his hair cut, a species of spiders was let loose into the world that could threaten mankind. They're now known as the bush spider. All that we know is, he's called Fellaini. Great ball in, here's a big man! No! You bushy-haired tit. Hey, did I scare you? Of course I did. This is the not world famous Fellaini Watch, where we look at what the former bushy-haired tit has been up to. Last week I did bring it to you that it did look like we were ready to wave farewell to Fellaini. I even offered to bring him to the airport on me back, because that's just what I would do to get rid of the bush. We were also going to lose Fellaini Watch as well. January, of course, is the only time that we can get rid of the bush. What does he go and do? He goes and gets himself injured. He's got injured, which now probably means he'll be there at least until the summer. So every cloud has a silver lining, as the wise Chinese man once told me. That means we get to keep Fellaini Watch until the summer at least. But more bizarrely was the team that were after him. Thierry Henry of Monaco chasing Fellaini. Now, he wanted him on loan, was even prepared to make it a permanent deal. That's obviously because Henry worked with the Belgium side, so he knows what the bush is all about. Have one of them, you dickhead! Yeah? It's all elbows, bringing the ball down on his chest. Don't play it into his feet, you know what I'm saying. He's good in the air and all that. He's shit. Anyway, Henry basically puts his name, you know, I want Fellaini at Monaco. What happens a couple of days later? Henry suspended from Monaco. Now, nobody's picked up on this, and I wanted to save it for the Fellaini Watch segment, but is it a coincidence? Yeah? Fellaini, or let's say Henry, wants Fellaini at Monaco, and Monaco suspend Henry. I reckon they've looked at this and went, no. You know, Fellaini, are you having a giraffe? Yeah? In fact, you know what, Thierry? Get your bags, you're suspended until we can sort out this fuckery. What are you actually thinking? You know, get the piss test out. Let's test his piss. This lad is clearly on drugs. So that's what's happened. Henry chases Fellaini. Monaco suspend Henry. I've done the maths for you. There's the theory. In fact, this is biblical. It's Bible. That is the God's honest truth. This is what has happened. Henry is going to now lose his job because he chased Fellaini. Nobody wants Fellaini. Even how shit Monaco are at the minute, they probably want to play football. Fellaini just doesn't fit in. I'm telling you, it will come out in the press and you can say, do you know what? That Kev on VanCam, God, he knows his shit. I know I do. Thank you, please. Oh, what are you doing, Steve? Give me a shot, that. That was Fellaini Watch. Get commenting. Let me know if you agree with my theory that Henry is basically going to get the sack because he wanted to bring Marouane, the bushhead Fellaini, to Monaco. Next up, we're going to do a thing called the Big VanCam Debate. Last week, I set a question You basically had to get involved in the poll. I will let you know the poll result of that and set a new question for this week, which is a belter. It's coming from Stuart Bowman, the man who gave me this fantastic gift. I'm forever in debt to you. What the fuck is... yeah, here it is.
The Big VanCam Debate.
This is the Big VanCam Debate. This shit goes on every single week. Last week there was a question and it was, would you give De Gea the captaincy? This was because VanCam regular Nick Collis threw it into the live comments, so I thought, well, he basically said give De Gea the captaincy, and I thought, do you know what, Sunshine? I'll throw that out to the community, see what everybody thinks, and just settle this shit once and for all. And to my unbelievable surprise, the best probably debate, or let's say the closest debate on VanCam, the history of the not world famous VanCam, came back. The poll result was 51%. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's how close it is. Not sure what that is. 51% said no, they wouldn't give De Gea the captaincy. Now that just goes to show how close that was. And since VanCam poll, Big VanCam Debate record started, this is pretty much the closest. Of course it is. But there was loads of shouts in there. I would say the majority of the people that threw it in that said no and then got into the comments section said Herrera, which is a great shout because against Brighton last week when I was at Old Trafford, he was tenacious, he was around the pitch, give it his all. And a lot of shouts for Paul Pogba as well. We're going to move away from that one. This week I've got one. Everybody that watched VanCam last week will know that I received this tasty bit of gear. Oh yeah, polishing me helmet. It's not a euphemism. I was actually polishing the helmet. Stuart Bowman from America sent me this gift. What a man. But he sent me a message to say that he welled up. He got all emotional when he seen Kev opening the box. Oh, can't say thanks anymore, mate. I'll always be in your debt for what you did to me. Such a nice gesture. But less of that. Less of that. What I wanted to say was, when the message actually rattled in, Bowman had a question, and that's going to be this week's question for the Big VanCam Debate. So the question set by legendary Stuart Bowman is basically, what would be worse? United finishing outside the top 4 or Liverpool winning the Premier League? Now, what side of the fence are you going to sit on? I've got a feeling this might not be as close. Well, it won't be as close as the De Gea captaincy debacle. What it will be is you lot now telling me what your answer is to this. And mine is simply, I do not want to see Liverpool win the Premier League. Call me bitter, call me whatever you want. I was in Liverpool the other week speaking to a few Everton fans that I know, and they even said that if Liverpool win the league, they're going to book a summer holiday for about 3 months. They said they're just getting out of Merseyside because they couldn't deal with it, and that's coming from an Everton fan. So United fans, what are you saying? There's not a chance I want to see that shower of shite lift the Premier League. It's getting me nervous, man, because they're in a great position at the minute. They're 4 points clear. They just seem to be, you know, chalking the games off. There's less games week by week. It's a horrible situation to be in. But I could take United not being in the Champions League for a season if it meant that Liverpool did not win the Premier League. Let me know what you think. It's your turn now to make a decision. There's an eye up here, click on it. What would be worse? United finishing outside the top 4 or Liverpool winning the Premier League? There is no sitting up on the fence. Why would you want to sit up there? And Manchester at the minute it's snowing. If you sat up there, you're going to get snow in your hair. It's going to look like you've got dandruff and everybody's going to laugh at you. You know what I mean? They shouldn't, because, you know, well, yeah, they should, because you should have washed your hair. Why have you got dandruff? It's not dandruff, it's snow. I don't know what I'm saying. Just get involved. What would be worse as a United fan? United finishing outside the top 4 or Liverpool winning the Premier League? It's the stuff that nightmares are made of. Great question, Bowman. If you've got one that you want to set for the Big VanCam Debate, you know, holler at me. Is that what they say? Brush that shit off your shoulder. I'll give you the result next week.
The Big VanCam Debate.
So there we go with the Big VanCam Debate for another week. Make sure you get involved and cast your vote. Make sure you get commenting as well, because I'm going to start using them comments to put on the screen to get your view across to the 2,000 subscribers that I've got. Ooh. Next up, we're going to do a thing that's called CockStroker of the Week. Anybody that watches VanCam religiously will know exactly what it means. I'm sure you know what it means anyway. Let's just spin this shit and find out who's taken home the #1 spot for this week.
The CockStroker of the Week.
This is CockStroker of the Week. It was formerly Wanker of the Week. Everybody knows what CockStroker actually means now. Anyway, it is very rare on CockStroker of the Week that the top prize goes to somebody that actually makes you laugh and a clip. But this week, I'm going against the grain. This is an absolute corker. There isn't a top 3, a top 4. This lad is taking the prize for this week. I don't know his name, I don't know who he is, but just bear with me, I've got the video clip. I stumbled across it on Sky Sports. Some shit team had just scored a goal, and basically all the fans have run on the pitch. Now, if you know, running on a pitch, you're supposed to have studs on, so if you're wearing trainers, it's a bit like jumping on an ice rink, especially if you're going to try and give it to Usain Bolt, you know, to get to the players and celebrate with them. But this lad has ran on the pitch. He's going to celebrate with his own players to celebrate, and he's actually slipped. Yeah, he slipped, but his foot's come up and actually got his own player that he's going to celebrate and kicked him straight in the nutsack. And for that reason, he has to be CockStroker of the Week. It's a thing of beauty. Don't get me wrong, I've watched it loads of times. It would have been, you know, if you'd have come on and it was like the opposition players that were like celebrating in front of you, and you'd come on, slid and gone, hiya, and giving the old kick in the bollocks, you'd be like, oh, that is brilliant. But the fact he's come on to run to celebrate with his own player and actually injured him in the process, and then put out a bit of an arm to try and, you know, help him up. Oh my God. Some things are just priceless, and for me, that clip is. And for that reason, my friend, you are the CockStroker of the Week. If you've got anything you want to send in a nomination, make sure you do it. You'll get the accreditation and your life will change, basically because you've been mentioned on VanCam.
CockStroker of the Week.
There we go. With CockStroker of the Week. It's great to have something to actually laugh at. But I mean, that lad running on, I mean, that's the kind of thing that Kev would want to do to Fellaini, but I'd actually make out, you know, I'd do it in a sly way, make out that I slipped and go, have a bit of that, Fellaini. You won't be inflicting any little mini Fellainis on our world now after that. Bit harsh that anyway. But we will now move on to the final stage of this course. Don't know. Yes, we're going to do your comments. Time for you shower wankers to have your say. So stay tuned and see if you've made it. Made the cut. Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin. This is your comments. It's a chance for you shower wankers to have your say. And it could be on anything. It is mainly Man United and football related. I'm not asked. I'm an expert in that. That's my field. So obviously, I am well educated enough, you know, to be giving answers to the questions that are fired at me, yeah? Oh, this week did have a little problem with the YouTube channel VanCam. The name has now changed to Man Utd VanCam. So that means that if you want to send it to anyone, it's www.youtube.com/Man Utd VanCam. For some reason, it wasn't redirecting to the site. I had all kinds of problems, man. But I got on, you know, the phone. I didn't get on the phone at all. Sent a bit of a message and all that. I said, I am not happy. And they sorted it. So they know that, you know, this is a big YouTube account to them. You know, money-wise and all that for them, advertising and shit. So they had to sort it out. And they did, in fairness. G.I. Is your surname Joe? Get that? G.I. He said, oh, they said, De Gea is the best in the world, worth 15 points a season. but he has to win some trophies to be considered as good as Schmeichel. Schmeichel is still the GOAT. I have to fully agree with you. This was obviously the debate last week about De Gea being the greatest of all time. He's well on his way to being, but for me, Schmeichel was just different gravy. But if De Gea keeps up this form, could add a Champions League, winners' medal, you know, Premier League, few more of them and that, he's going to be, I think he will be considered the greatest one day. And as long as he stays at United as well. Thank you very much, GI, for your question. John Cox said, yep, Kev, I remember you on the United stand in your bedroom with a 20-watt light bulb. A 20-watt light bulb? Is it energy saving? Kev likes to save energy. It's not my fault they don't give off, you know, the required necessary light to be doing a United stand video thing. You were the only one that went to the games. Still proud of that. So I only listened to your comments. Yeah, well, I'd like to think it wasn't because I went to the games, John. I think what you meant to say is I was the only one who talked sense. I was the only one that could carry the bants to the table. Yeah. Wayne Gamble said another blinding VanCam. Kev and the missus loved it as well. And she is a Spurs fan. Cheers for the mention at the end. Look forward to the next world famous, not world famous, mate, world famous VanCam. There's fans of all different clubs that are watching VanCam. That's great. There was a Chelsea fan last week who said, I think they actually jumped in the comment section because he said that he loves to troll United fans, but then realised that VanCam was alright. So he's giving it a watch himself, so fair play. Viking Red, who always does stuff in capital letters but has cooled it down a bit now, said, another great show, Kev! Have been busy training young Viking on FIFA 19, but I'm back to wreak havoc on the tossers from Liverpool. Can we have Cock Stinker of the Year for Graham Souness, the Pogba-hating bar steward? Love the show, mate. Yeah, Souness is starting to get proper on my tits because he... What is this like vendetta he has got against Pogba? I just don't get it. You know, when he's not playing well, he's the first to attack him. Fair enough. But now that he's actually playing half decent, he can't just say, you know, then it's like, well, he should be playing like that anyway. He's damned if he does and he's damned if he doesn't. Souness. Mr. Conreen, the Wivenshaw raver, nearly said waver again, said, yes, Kev, just thought I'd show off my bike. Why not? This is the kind of stuff that gets sent in. Sorry, it's not a bike, it's a chopper. Don't matter, doesn't matter, mate. Blinged up with sky rims, like from a rally burner BMW. I was a diamond back rider myself in my childhood. I'd like to put a view of other items in the picture to see if you can guess the movie. He also says there's a scarf in the picture and do I want it? Yeah, honestly, man, VanCam has opened so many doors. I'm getting stuff sent in to me. I'd be absolutely honoured to take it, Mr. Conreen. The bike is this. I've still not got the movie link. It's a tasty bit of gear, but the only thing, I mean, film-wise, I'm not getting it. I don't know. You're going to have to drop into the comment section and tell me. The only thing I'm thinking is Ian Brown Fear. That's the first thing I think when I see that bike. And I can imagine Conreen going around the streets of Wivenshaw, you know, cycling backwards. Next in the comment section was Alexander Martin Jones, who said, hey Kev, I found your return to the beautiful game rather admirable. Cheeky bastard. I've had that one before, Sunshine. Bit late to the party with that one. But I'm willing to let you off because you are a VanCam regular. This person isn't a VanCam regular. It seems new to the comment section almost. Said, and it's Xander Gucci. You drop the X, don't you? Xander Gucci. Said, I agree, Ince CockStroker of the Week. That was last week. Because he said that what Solskjaer's done, anybody could have done it. Ince could have done it. Even Steve Bruce could have done it. Down with that shit. It makes me laugh so much. Pogba should be given captaincy. That was their say on that. But then let the side down and himself down and really got on my tits by saying, Kev, I think you look like Joey Barton when he used to sport that silly moustache. Well, I I have never been so deeply offended in all of my life, you cheeky bastard! If there is one person in this world I never ever thought I would get compared to as a lookalike, it's that tash face scouse bastard Joey bastard Barton. Down with that kind of shit. This is really, do you know what? If you're watching it live now, United are playing tonight, Friday night. I'm going to the pub with my mate Lee. We're teaming up, having a few jars and watching the match. And that's nearly spoilt my evening, Joey bastard tash face Barton. I can't believe this, man. You cheeky twasted. Twasted is a mix between a twat and a bastard. Yeah, you know the score. I don't know. Anyway, make sure you enjoy the game. If you're watching it live now, the VanCam, obviously the match is to follow. So this has been a nice little warm-up for you. Never mind them pundits, Souness, you know, Gary Neville and all that, talking tactics. Think he's going to play it, think he's going to do that. Bollocks. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to beat Arsenal. That's all you need to know. And then when we beat them, you flick on your phone and you get on Arsenal Fan TV and see all them knobheads outside, all gathered, going, you get me, fam? We've been beaten by Solskjaer. You get me, fam? And that's what you've got to look forward to. Listen, I was going to say I'm here all week. I'm not. I'm here every now and again. As long as you got your notifications turned on, I might just jump in there. Because I've done it a couple of times and people are like, Kev, you know, this is mint. It's great. I don't set times apart from VanCam, and then that's obviously Friday night. Every now and again you'll get a bit of a video, a bit of a curveball just thrown in there, yeah? Deal with that, and you lot have got to deal with it. You can get in touch at Kevin Ashford 7, that's on the Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Oh, dropped in. That's at Kev's VanCam. And like I said, the new name, Man Utd VanCam, now is rocking on YouTube. So make sure you get sharing it. Finger that like button, comment, do all that nonsense, because you know that it helps Kev out. All that's left for me to do is get my brand new hard hat that got christened last week from Stuart Bowman. Look at this beauty. Oh, it fits like a hand in a latex glove. For United, Ollie Solskjaer, can he make it 8 from 8? Oh, bit of a dodgy one this, but we'll be watching, we'll be supporting. Come on, United! Hey!